There's something about rainy nights, when the rain taps at your window, when the wind howls through the cracks. It's a time when the world outside feels distant and the inside can feel eerily silent. But what happens when you find yourself alone on such a night and realize you might not be as alone as you think? Tonight, I'll be sharing true stories of people who experience the inexplicable while alone on a rainy night. Our first story comes from Sarah, a college student who was staying alone in her apartment during a thunderstorm. It was one of those nights where the rain was relentless and the power had gone out, leaving her in darkness. She sat on her couch, the flicker of her phone the only light she had. Suddenly she heard a soft knock at her window. Thinking it was just the wind or a branch tapping against the window, she ignored it, but the knocking came again. And this time, it was louder. Thinking it was just the wind or a branch tapping against the window, she ignored it. But the knocking came again. And this time, it was louder. What she saw next would haunt her forever. She swore she saw a face just for a second staring at her through the rain-soaked window. She rushed to turn on her flashlight, but when she did, nothing was there. Was it just her imagination, or had someone, or something, been watching her through the darkness? To this day, Sarah isn't sure. Our next story takes place in a remote cabin deep in the woods, where Jason, an avid camper, decided to spend the night alone. The storm hit hard that night, and Jason found himself trapped inside with nothing but the sound of the rain pounding on the roof. He didn't mind at first, until he started hearing something else. A scratching sound, coming from the door. At first, he thought it might be an animal, but the sound grew louder, more deliberate, as if someone or something was trying to get in. Jason grabbed a knife from the kitchen and cautiously approached the door. When he flung it open, no one was there. Just the endless rain and wind howling through the trees. But when he looked down, he saw something that made his blood run cold. A single wet footprint. Jason never spent another night in that cabin again. Our final story comes from a man named Daniel, who was driving home late one rainy night. The roads were slick, and the rain poured down in heavy sheets, making it hard to see. He was on a desolate road, miles from any town, when he saw someone standing by the side of the road, drenched from head to toe. Feeling uneasy but wanting to help, Daniel slowed down and rolled down his window. But before he could say a word, the figure vanished. Shaken, he sped off, trying to shake the feeling of unease. But as he looked in his rearview mirror, he saw the same figure standing in the middle of the road, staring right at him. He never drove that road again. Some say it was a ghost, a restless spirit trapped in the storm. Others say it was a trick of the rain and his mind playing games. But Daniel knows what he saw, and he will never forget that face. Rainy nights hold mysteries. Whether it's the trick of shadows, the sound of the wind, or something far more sinister lurking in the dark, one thing is for sure: you are never truly alone. The next time you're caught in a storm with the rain tapping at your window and the wind howling through the night, just remember, you never know who or what might be watching. Have you ever experienced something eerie on a rainy night? Share your story in the comments.